Oh, fuck. All right, let's get into a movie review. Okay, y'all. I got a movie for you. So, last night I watched It Follows. And I have a lot to say. So, this is probably, I think, the third time I've seen this movie. The first couple times I saw the movie, I remembered it being really good. But there's like a couple of parts that I just really didn't like. But I'll tell you this. I watched this again for the third time. And you know what? I changed my mind. I think that this is just a good movie. I can disagree with some of the, like, I'm talking about the pool scene. That's what I didn't like the first couple times I watched the movie. But watching this again, you know what? It's fine. It's whatever. I really do think that this movie is excellent. Now, the first thing I want to say is I love the intro. Like, the vibe of this movie with the music is phenomenal. Like, the music is just, it's really good. It's loud. It's like really like it just has that really excellent semi-retro vibe to it. I just really like it. And I love the intro where we see a woman running from nothing, right? Because we're not like in the world of the protagonist, or we are in the world of the protagonist, but she is not the protagonist, so we can't see the creature yet. And her running to the beach and driving to the beach or whatever. It's just that whole scene, that whole introduction. It's so good. It really is incredible. It's an incredible introduction. Wow. I mean, this is a great movie, honestly. It's also it's a really scary movie. I'm not gonna lie. Like most movies, they don't really scare me. They're just really fun to watch. I love horror movies. But this is a relatively scary movie. I would definitely say, like, if I were to make a scary movie list, It Follows would definitely be on there. So the core mechanic of this film is that, like, there's an STD, and the STD is like a demon that is walking toward you at all times, right? And they constantly change form, but it is a physical demon. It's just invisible to everyone else, right? So that's the core mechanic of the horror. And then the first parts are like, she doesn't really believe that it's true, right? So she's kind of paranoid, but she's not convinced of the paranoia. Then she becomes paranoid, and then it just slowly unravels. I'd say one of my criticisms of this movie, having watched it 3 times now, is I think it's too short. I really do. I mean, it's only an hour and 40 minutes. Some would say that that's a good length for a horror movie. It's hard to do a longer horror movie. It's just, rarely is a long horror movie, a thing, really. I mean, like, The Exorcist is kind of long, I remember. I'm trying to think. But, so I feel like this is a great concept for a movie. And I really do feel like they probably could have added a couple more segments to it. That's just my opinion. But anyway, so, the STD thing kind of goes throughout the friend group. Like, the main character basically kind of gets, like, date raped. Except, the kidnapping and the extortion and all the, like, the weird, non-consensual behavior happened after the sex, right? But it's still, that's what it's symbolically referencing. So anyway, and then she starts seeing the demon, and then, she freaks out or whatever. She passes it on to people in the friend group, and then they die. One of my favorite parts in this movie is when she's looking across the street at one of the other dudes that she fucked, and then, like, she sees the demon enter the house and, like, try to bash on the door, break a window. And I just thought that was great. I loved, like, the way that the actors who played the demon, they did a great job. Like, and the makeup was great. Like, there's just, like... And the thing about the demon not having, like, a singular form, but changing form, right, is that you can get a lot of different designs out of one enemy. And that's a very unique concept. Not many horror movies have had that kind of concept where like usually it's like a single entity, you know, like Freddy Krueger, or like, you know, in these ghost movies it's like one demon, one ghost, one person who died who's now a you know, right? But this is just like it's a very unidentified, unknown kind of horror, and so it really is unique. It's interesting. I love the scene with the really tall dude. They had one of the demon guys be like a really tall dude. And I love the scene when she's in the bedroom and her friends are over, and then the really tall dude like comes in behind one of the friends, and then like she freaks out. That's a great scene. I love this movie, honestly. The first 2 times I watched it, I didn't like the pool scene. So I want to talk a little bit about the pool scene. The way that the pool scene unfolded, it just didn't feel like a satisfying finale. Right, like they tried fighting it, they failed, they shot each other, and then the movie kind of ends. You know, like there's a little bit of like, you know, they try to pass it on to like a prostitute or whatever, that's implied at the end, but then you got like the person like following them behind them as the movie cuts. I don't know, the pool scene just doesn't feel like a satisfying ending, and I kind of still think that, but I think the good parts of this movie significantly outweigh my personal nitpicks with that. So I'm going to say this movie is excellent. I think this is an excellent movie. I think it's really good. And as far as scary movies, a lot of horror movies I watch are cheesy. I mean, I was watching Scooby-Doo. Is that really horror? I mean, you know, the Scooby-Doo movies, you know, specific ones that I was talking about are probably the scariest of the bunch. But, you know, this is a horror movie. This is a scary fucking movie. So if you're someone who isn't so numb to this kind of genre like myself, and you want to find a movie to watch that is going to scare you, I recommend It Follows. It's a scary ass movie. So there you go.